It's Jake, aka Countdown Ended DeMarco, back at it once again, but we're here with something a little bit different. The second return of Unapologetic and Completely Random. That's right, folks. I'm joined by the one, the only, the better half to my half, Cody O'Needy 316. What's going on, my good man?
Doing great. How about you?
It's a Thursday that feels like a Wednesday that feels like a Monday. So I'm hanging in
I
there.
think that's a perfect description. Like every day is feeling the same this week. This week is dragged by so much.
It's dragged. It's been extremely humid here. Not even hot. Like you go outside and it's not even that it's hot. It's just you're immediately wet and sticky. I hate that. That's why people say they live in Arizona with the dry heat. It's like 120 out, but they're not bothered by it.
All the time when we see each other wet and sticky.
Sticky and perspirating. We're delving deep into each other today. You and I kind of wanted to discuss what makes us tick. What's some of our favorite movie influences and enjoyment factors throughout the year? You know, what did we like the best? What did we like the least? What shaped us growing up? You know, I as much as I know so much about you, inside and out. Genuinely, I wanted to go ahead and know more about the man, the myth, the legend that is Cody O'Needy 316.
Give me a hell yeah!
All right, so
I figured we'd discuss movies today because movies is something that once was very important to me. And it wasn't until around COVID time that our family stopped sitting together to watch movies and go to the movie theater and things like that. But I worked at Hollywood Video for many years when I was a teenager. I was a shift leader. Like that was, I loved going to the video store. Those are the things that I really miss today. Like it was a whole event. You would get the kids, you'd go to the store, and families would spend like an hour there walking around, looking at everything, picking out movies, picking out games, getting snacks. And you know, nowadays you don't have that. It's all on Netflix. It's in front of you. You don't have that social interaction. And it just got me thinking down that rabbit hole of how many pivotal or important movies I've seen in my life. Important in the sense of they've shaped my humor, they've shaped my outlook, they've helped groom me in a positive way, for lack of better proper explanation. But you know, movies have always been very pivotal to me. You can call them a babysitter, you can call them a knowledge-filled adult offering sage advice and wisdom. But all in all, the entertainment factor has always been something that means a lot to me. That's why I love wrestling. And I've always had a great affinity for acting, Broadway plays, movie, theater, TV show, all that kind of stuff. So cinema in general, it's big to me. It's a huge thing in my life. And I distinctly remember the very first R-rated movie that I ever saw, and it was kind of a toss-up. I believe, I'm trying to check the year that it came out now because I lost my page, but it was 1995. Okay, no, 94. It was Bad Boys. Will Smith, Martin Lawrence. I was 6, maybe 7. I don't think Speed came out before this, did it? Speed might have. Let's see here, because that movie, I'm telling you. So I remember being a young kid and it was a Saturday night. Yep, Speed was first. So that was my first R-rated movie. And Saturdays, we had HBO in our house then. And every Saturday at 8 p.m., they would show a new movie and then they replay it afterwards. And whatever we were watching, the channel was left on. And that opening music just caught me. The Hans Zimmer type soundtrack, the sweeping of it, all the dun dun dun, the intensity, and I'm like, what the hell is going on here? And you see the hijacking and the bomb blowing up on the freaking elevators and all. It just caught me, and of course, my mother and grandmother have no idea I'm watching any of this. So by the time they finally got out there, my grandmother was like, oh my God, what are you watching? And like I said, I got to be maybe 6. 94, I was born 87, so it's around 6, turning 7.
Were they fine with you watching those movies at the time?
Probably not, but I was an only
Fair.
child. I was very mature, and I knew even then the difference between like make believe and, for the most part, I mean, obviously there were things that my little self didn't know, but I did have that accelerated growth as far as maturity. And
Depends, like what make believe stuff. Did you still believe in Santa? Although,
not okay, that's one for a different pod. But no, Santa. I basically got told Santa died at like 6. And that was how that ended. So my mother
oh
was
jeez.
with my father not being in the picture. I remember this. I came home and I'm like, I was in first grade, and I'm like, my friend said you're a lesbian and Santa's not real because my father wasn't in the picture.
Right.
And he's like, yeah, and whatever the kid's name was, I think it was Charles. Wow, look at that.
Seems like a
His name just came to me too. It was Charles and he went ahead and, little bastard, caused me all those problems, and he told me, "Hey, Santa doesn't exist and your mom's a lesbian." So I went home and I'm like, "You're a
what the
lesbian?
fuck.
What's a lesbian?" And then she flipped out and she's like, "Yeah, there's no Santa. I killed him." And that was her lovely answer. So for like weeks I thought Santa
So
was
now we
just
found out
dead.
the answer.
That's
You
what
just
fucked me
told
up.
everybody.
Yep.
You
That's
just
what
told everyone what happened to the guy.
I spoiled it. What are you gonna do? But yeah, speed was very important, and it wasn't long after that my grandmother gave me nightmares for a little bit and fucked up too. But I was the one that didn't shut off the movie either. I was too engrossed in it. I love horror movies now, but my grandmother was obsessed with horror, and I mean obsessed. Her room, she made
I
like
love horror too.
she made like a makeshift coffin out of cardboard and whatnot, so it looked like she was sleeping in her bed like in a coffin. She had a black curtain against the back of her wall, and she had this animatronic like face, so it looked like the face would like stretch out of the wall to scare you. It was nuts. And I'd have to sleep in there every now and again as a kid and not get a wink of sleep. But looking
Give me
back
your top
now,
3 favorite horror movies. I want to know that.
well, I'll tell you right now, I'm getting into number 1. We went to Blockbuster Video, and it was the anniversary of the original Halloween movie, Michael Myers.
That was on my list. Halloween, the original. Oh yes, Michael Myers movies.
So good.
Oh, beautiful.
The
I love Michael
VHS
Myers.
had it was a bright orange box, bright orange, and it had the one triangle eye of like the jack-o'-lantern being cut, but it didn't say like Michael Myers return. Like, it was just a very orange box, and it was $1. It was on sale because of the anniversary for $1 VHS at Blockbuster. So my grandmother, it was next to all the kids movies, and she sees like an orange box, thinking, "Oh, kids stuff," and she got it for me. So I go home and I watch it, and I am freaked out. Michael Myers, that breathing, I was swearing I was hearing that behind, like, I'm like, he's the boogeyman, freaking out as a kid. But she bought me that by
Michael
mistake,
Myers
thinking
movies
it was
are
a kid's
amazing.
movie. I went back and rewound it later, and I'm showing her the part where there's like nudity. There's the girl with the boobs. It's about to get stabbed,
Yep.
and she's like, "Oh," and she freaked out again. Finally, that's where, like, all
I
right, this is
know.
gonna keep happening.
I want to know your comparison though on the Halloween movies and stuff like that. The Michael Myers franchise.
Oh,
Like, what do you think of the later movies, like the more recent Halloween movies?
so the original is one of my all-time favorites. Halloween 2 is not bad. It was an attempt. It was
Right.
made. It's got some. It screwed up the lore for a while, but whatever. 3 is great in its own way. Season of the Witch.
Halloween 2 did screw it up.
Yeah, making him related and all this stuff. Like, they could have avoided some of it, but regardless,
Yeah.
Season of the Witch was a good movie just on its own, but everybody wanted Michael Myers. 4, I liked.
Exactly.
The Curse or whatever it is, and then The Return. But then they went into the stupid Thorn thing where he was controlled by rune stones and dark magic, and he was actually like the demon on Earth, and it got really, really stupid. And then H2O came out. I remember going with my friends. I was 10 years old. We went to the movie theater, all of us, to go see that. And the buddy of mine, Chris, his mom brought us, so she had to go in with us because it was rated R, and his sister went too, and she ran out of the movie theater crying. She was so afraid. But H2O was good.
I always loved those movies when I was a kid, though.
Yeah, Resurrection was awful. The Busta Rhymes shit and all that. Then we got into the Rob Zombie remakes, and they're not terrible. They're their own thing, but they're very like of the essence of Rob Zombie. They're not bad, but they don't feel like Michael Myers' Halloween. It was just more aggressive. The stories aren't great. I really enjoyed the new ones, though. The last trilogy
movie, but feels off in a way. You're saying?
Yeah, it didn't feel quite like a Halloween film.
Yeah, I feel you there. Like the latest one that came out, I know people don't like.
Halloween Ends. I really loved it. I like the story they told.
I did too. See, I'm in the minority there.
Corey Covington and doing the alliteration and the illusion of him and Michael Myers, and the way they presented that he was going to be the one to take over for Michael. They could have done a little bit more with it, of course. The second one was a little bit murky, but the kills were inventive. The story was solid. The acting was phenomenal. I really liked it.
Me too. I've gone back and watched it on Peacock. They have it on there.
So what are some of your other favorite horror movies?
Horror movies?
I don't know if this classifies as horror.
I'm a big... What, Halloween?
No, The Crow. Would you consider The Crow horror?
Crow? I think it's... could.
More action, right? I always categorize it
as
an action movie. Okay. Yeah. I wanted your expert opinion.
It depends. Like that's like the Nightmare Before Christmas debate. Is it a Christmas movie or a Halloween movie? Right.
Very
like
true. Same thing with Die Hard.
Die Hard. Yeah, Die Hard. What? Now we got to get your debate on that. Those two movies actually. Is Nightmare Before Christmas and Die Hard Christmas movies or no?
Yes, Christmas. I say Christmas
because some people say Nightmare Before Christmas is Halloween.
If it happens on or during Christmas, it's Christmas. Damn it! It's the Nightmare Before Christmas, so they're heading into Christmas. Halloween passed. This is.
I think they.
I never liked that movie. Honest to God, I've never been into any of the Tim Burton universes much. Like I liked his take on Batman, of course, but I didn't like Edward Scissorhands. I don't care much for Johnny Depp and his acting, surprisingly. He's one that I really don't care for. I do like Fear and Loathing, but that's of its own.
You don't like Johnny
weirdness.
Depp?
I'm not a crazy Johnny Depp fan.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
He's a good actor. I respect what he does. He is Captain Jack Sparrow, but
yes.
I really didn't care for the Pirates movies, though. They never just grabbed my attention. Really? It just wasn't something. I love sci-fi, but I'm also the odd one. I was a Star Wars kid, not Star Trek, not Lord of the Rings. I was into sci-fi fantasy, not fantasy. I didn't care about them hairy-footed bastards walking to, a volcano. I wanted to see lightsabers and the Force.
How about, like, the It movies, Pennywise, all
As a kid, I watched the TV one, the movie they made for TV with Tim Curry. That one, that fucking, they all float down here, Billy boy. The new one, the first one was really good. The second one, I feel like dropped the ball. I expected more from the second It. I definitely liked the first one better. I've read a lot of Stephen King, books and novels as well. My favorite from him would be The Green Mile. And the movie's excellent, but the book is so good. That's definitely a tearjerker.
A lot of people, another movie that has a book people debate about, I see, is the Harry Potter movies. What's better, books or the movie?
I did read the books, actually, too. That was like peak time.
My mom was big on the books. She has like all the books.
And my mom read them all as well, so I'm right there with you. Some of the movies held up really well, like The Prisoner of Azkaban is really good, but I always feel like the books are gonna have the advantage. I mean, one, you're only limited by whatever you can imagine. Your imagination is key, and also pushing past that, it's like how much visually can you come up with in your mind. So I like having the books to expand more on the
Right.
universe, but I like having the movies accompanying it so I can then be like, oh, that's what this person looks like. That's what this, and you can associate and take it further. That's at least what I appreciated. But I would say the books would be better most times. Most times.
Okay. Getting into comedy now. Like, what is your favorite comedy movies? You want me to go first, or you want
Yeah,
to go first?
you jump in. Go ahead. Lead this because I love comedy movies. But go ahead.
One I
What's?
can always go back and watch, Billy Madison.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever watch that, Billy
If
Madison
I
is
ever watch
amazing.
that, my
Had
God,
to go back
shampoo
K
is
through 12.
better. Conditioner
Yeah,
is
shampoo is
better.
bad. The kid stuttering in that class. Today,
Today,
Junior.
Junior. Yeah, I could go. Pee in your pants
Then
is the
that
coolest.
goofy laugh he had.
Yes.
Then he ended up getting with that teacher that he had a crush on.
One of my favorite
That,
scenes in that whole movie is just for whatever reason it's so poignantly perfect. It's Steve Buscemi when he hangs up the phone and he crosses Madison's name off the kill list and then puts the lipstick on. Like he was gonna be dead in a week kind of idea, and he just saved his life by apologizing. Like I loved that so much. But Chris Farley was
yeah,
a hero of mine growing up. I was always a fat, overweight kid. I was chubby and husky, and he moved like a 100-pound man in a 400-pound body. It seemed like he just could flip and throw and do everything to himself. And I hate knowing he had such a tortured life, but I appreciate like Tommy Boy is such a great classic. I can go back and watch that. Dumb and Dumber, the original. That's another one that I really love. If I had to pick a favorite comedy, one that if I'm having a party and people want to watch a movie and I'm like, oh, this is what I'll put on to make everybody laugh, or that kind of thing. There's one I always go back to. Grandma's Boy.
Grandma's Boy.
It's from the Billy Madison universe. It's Happy Gilmore,
Yeah.
whatever that.
Happy.
Yeah, Happy Madison, whatever that his company. He's not in that one, but if you haven't seen it, you need to. I'm telling you, Cody, it is hilarious. It's about
I've heard of that.
friends.
That's one I haven't seen.
Yeah, you got a guy. He lives with his grandma, and he's a video game designer. And the guy at the company is like a Cliff Blazinski stand-in. He's a child prodigy that's been designing all these amazing games, but he's very socially awkward. It's so funny. It's got so many of those like over the top moments, but they're handled in such a way that it's not unbelievable or totally obscene. It's just fucking funny. The acting is superb. Right. It's a great stoner comedy, but it's not. It's stupid, but it's stupid on a level where it's not like parody movie stupid. It's dumb but intelligently stupid. Oxymoronic as it may be.
No, because I definitely want to go watch that.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Is this true? Is it like different watching movies on streaming service than actually having like the the tape of it or the disc? Because people say like if you don't have that hard copy, it's different in some way.
Sometimes it is actually because certain shows, certain movies, especially on network, they speed it up. So they do it in such a way where they rush the production along of the playing, the replay of the movie. This way they can fit in more commercials, or they will clip things that you don't realize. Even if it's only like 4 seconds from here, 10 seconds from there, it could be a transition shot. But they cut these things out wherever they deem it to be irrelevant to the story. And that's how they can fit in more commercials. So.
Really?
Grandma's Boy, it looks like it's on Netflix right now. So.
Well, I obviously got Netflix because I want to be able to watch Monday Night Raw if that was the case. But yes, I'm going to watch that.
Yeah, it says after getting kicked out of his apartment, Dante, a video game tester, Alex, is forced to move in with his grandmother and her 2 eccentric friends. It's very funny. I think it's either coming or it's there. So, interesting. All right.
That's something I'm going to watch. Another movie I liked, I don't know if you would consider this comedy, but I've always just enjoyed it, maybe, growing up, Cheaper by the Dozen.
That's a funny one. Yeah, see? That's more like family style, too, which is a good point. Having Danny being 18 now, we did watch a ton of family, comedies over the years. And the other day there was a movie, and I was like, oh, this is one of those movies that it really felt like it was made for dads in mind or adults. Like it's a kid's movie wrapped in adult jokes and stuff.
Right.
What the Sky High?
I think that's what SpongeBob is.
SpongeBob is another great example of that as well. F is for friends that do stuff together. Danny watched not a ton of SpongeBob, but eventually that became something that she, really did later in life enjoy.
I don't know how SpongeBob's even rated a kids show with the jokes they make.
I'm telling you. But yeah, Sky High, it's about a bunch of superheroes that have kids, and their kids go to a special high school to learn how to be heroes. And it's before the Marvel craze, so it was cool to see like a superhero teenager film. But the jokes they have in there are very over the heads of kids. But damn, Despot, it's hilarious. They got some good stuff there. I'm trying to think of like comedies in that sense, where like Cheaper by the Dozen, as you mentioned. I was never crazy about, and people, this is a hot take, Mrs. Doubtfire. People used to love that movie, especially with me. My wife's favorite like comedy is Liar Liar. She can quote that movie from start to finish.
Liar Liar.
Liar Liar. She loves Jim Carrey
Another
as
one.
well.
Dumb and Dumber I like.
I like The Mask a lot. If you go back and you look at some of those effects, they still hold up very well. There was another one that I'm looking for. Obviously South Park, Bigger, Longer, Uncut was a great one. Even the Beavis and Butthead movie was funny to see them, when they started bringing these things back. The Simpsons movie was a little bit of a disappointment, kind of, but
I don't know if it's generic or whatever, but like, yeah, two of my favorite ever like comedy movies are probably Dumb and Dumber and Billy Madison.
I can pretty much accept that. I like a lot of dramas as well. Funny enough, like the things that make you go, that makes you think. This is such a cliched answer now because it really became part of the popular zeitgeist and into Hot Topic, and everybody went nuts with it. But I watched it when it came out and fell in love with it. Donnie Darko. I went to the movies on a whim, and we ended up seeing it. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's with Jake Gyllenhaal, Jenna Malone. There's a few others in it.
Name that again.
Donnie Darko.
I have not seen it.
Basically, it's about a teenager, Jake Gyllenhaal, who starts sleepwalking and seeing this creature that's telling him what to do, and he's got to follow the mysterious figure. It's a rabbit. And he's told that the world's going to end in 28 days, so he's got to do something about it, and that's how it plays out. But it's not supernatural. It's not. It's a big think piece, and I don't know how to talk about it without spoiling it. That's really the issue here because it's such a trip that I can't recommend it enough. Another one that I really like as well is Requiem for a Dream. Have you heard of this one?
I know I'm gonna get shit on here. Probably not.
No, because this one's not as popular as Donnie Darko was, but this came out in the year 2000, and who the hell wrote this? Selby Jr.
After this podcast, you gotta send me these lists, and I need to come.
I will. I'm gonna go ahead and pack it in for you. So this is the movie. Should just be called Drug Addiction. It's the heroes and the rock bottom nature that is fully associated with becoming a slave to narcotics, and well, not just narcotics, drugs in general, because it shows each person in this story becomes physically dependent on something. Someone's dependent on weight loss meds, somebody's dependent on heroin, and all of the issues and changes that it made to these people's lives and how quickly it ruined who they were and stole their identities and just tortured them unbelievably bad. It's a hard watch in the sense of like it's so emotional, but it's a very good movie. It's got Jared Leto in it, and this is when I liked Jared Leto. I saw him in this and I'm like, damn, this kid's got something. And 30 Seconds to Mars and his Cult Be Damned. I don't really recall anything else he's been in that I've cared for. I know people note him as being a great actor, but what was the vampire movie he just did? The Marvel one?
I don't know.
I forget the name of it. They just had it, and that was really
recently came out.
Morbius. There we go.
Morbius.
I couldn't think of it, but yeah. So those two you obviously haven't seen. I will send you a list. Another one is called A Home at the End of the World, and this has some really, really great messages behind it. It's with Colin Farrell, and for a while, if I was gonna be gay and have a guy crush, it would have been on him because he's just a great looking guy in the accent. Well, I said if, but just keeping it classy. This movie is basically
no.
It's a crazy movie. In the sense of like the emotional roller coaster that it takes you on. There's nothing like shocking in it. It's just the journey of these characters. It's all about loss, and the main character just continually loses people and how he handles it and how the lack of handling it even at times too. You can see in the trailer and from where it starts, his brother is partying, is older than him at the house, and they're drinking, and his brother goes to run outside and didn't realize that the glass sliding door was shut, and he smashed through the glass and slit his throat open and died instantly in front of his brother. And that's how it starts, and from there it's just so it's very shocking and jarring. But then after that point, like the movie develops, and it's how do you deal with loss? And at this time I was dealing with a lot of loss myself, so it just hit a nerve and struck a chord and stayed with me. Certainly one that I really do recommend. I mean, out of my top favorite list here, we pretty much covered the ones that I wanted to bring up specifically. The Crow meant a lot. I remember getting in trouble again for watching that so young, but Speed, Green Mile, I said, Donnie Darko, Requiem, Halloween. Grandma's Boy, again, is such a good comedy. Honestly, I miss going to the movies, though. There hasn't been anything in a long time that really makes me feel like, oh, this has to be seen in the theater. I miss that. And what about dramas for yourself? What are some movies in that category that you enjoy?
Drama movies?
Yeah. I'm very like all over the place with my viewing and listening habits. I even like The Notebook. A Home at the End of the World is kind of like
The
that.
Notebook?
I do. I've watched that with my wife several times. There's a lot of like romantic comedies that I enjoy. It wouldn't be a favorite, but
have you ever heard of My Old Ass?
No, I haven't.
That came out recently. It was right, but drama movies, I don't know if I watch those as much as like I used to. I've watched them with like my friends and stuff, but like drama movies never hit as much.
Like you mentioned before, Adam Sandler. Another one that I really like is The Wedding Singer.
The what? I like a lot of Adam Sandler movies.
I do as well.
Waterboy.
Waterboy is another classic. I even like some of his recent stuff too, like Just Go With It. I thought that movie was very funny.
I can't wait for when's that new Happy Gilmore coming
out? Soon, actually. You got MJF in there and Cody, you got all these people popping up all over the place.
Can't wait.
As soon as I typed in Happy Gilmore 2, it comes out in 8 days, July 25th. So
Becky Lynch is in that movie, I heard, right?
Yes, indeed. We got Becky Lynch popping in, and MJF. So it's gonna be interesting. Nick Swardson is a hell of a comedian. That's like one of the scenes that I always stick to, showing people like for funniness. Is for some reason him continuing to lie in that movie. Just Go With It. The whole movie's about lying, and he pretends like he's married to get girls and to be like, oh, my wife's so terrible to me, and women go and they comfort him and console him, and that's how he gets laid. But one girl he really likes, so he's trying to impress her. They go on a vacation to Hawaii with another family. The kids that he doesn't really have, it's now a fake family. And one of the friends of his goes along, but now he says that he's a sheep herder, and it's stupid, but it's so goddamn funny. He's Dolph Lundgren, the sheep herder, ja. A lot of these things. I can think of a few movies that I greatly disliked, and that stay in my mind. The what was it? 5, 6, so 7, episode 8 for Star Wars. I forget which one it was, like The Last Jedi or whatever, where they ended up killing Snoke. And it was such a bad story. They had this great follow up to episode 7. I felt like ready to happen, and they just shit the bed, baby. I don't know about you, but what are some other movies you don't care for that stand out in your mind?
That I don't care for. Oof. Like we mentioned before, I really don't care for anything like Hunger Games or Lord of the Rings as much.
Yeah, I mean,
I've never cared for shit like that. What else haven't I cared for?
I have one that stands out because it's the Blair Witch Project. So I don't know if you've seen it. Have you seen that movie? It kicked off the found footage universe.
I have not, but I want to know about it. Why don't you like it?
So it is the most nothing burger of a movie possible. It was so incredibly powerfully hyped up. It was the first like viral sensation, even though the internet wasn't in full effect. They had people believing that because there wasn't any found footage movies that were popular at that time. The genre did exist, but it wasn't fleshed out like it was.
Right.
So we end up with this Blair Witch Project, and the point of it is you have 3 people that go into the woods and never come out, and you find their camera equipment. And now they're releasing the footage of what's on the cameras. So the premise is like, oh shit, this is real, this happened, how are they showing this? And for a long time, like the actors weren't even going to places. They showed up at some like MTV overseas, premiere thing. But besides that, they had people believing that this was legitimately, real. You were watching snuff footage. You might see someone get taken out. So when I say that people overhype this, Cody, like I cannot express to you how big of a deal this was. And they were saying it's the scariest movie of all time. People had to leave the theater. They're passing out. Like, just, again, it sounds ridiculous, but it was incredibly popular. So my grandmother and I and my best friend John, we decide we're going to go ahead and we're going to go and watch this movie. All right. We get in the theater. It's just the 3 of us. The entire theater is empty. So now the whole premise of this movie is you have 3 people. They're student filmmakers in college, and they're going to document the legend of the Blair Witch. So they're in the woods of Maryland, and basically in the found footage style, they're going through the woods to try and find evidence of the Blair Witch existing. And the deeper they get into the woods, the more shit starts happening to them. And it's supposed to be scary. It's not. You don't ever see anything. And I know it's supposed to be like,
is it just like
it's your imagination, but literally there is nothing. They find some rocks, their tent gets touched, and they run away. And at the very end, the way the Blair Witch, and I'm ruining it for you because you're not going to watch it and it's a waste. To experience it now would be nothing. There's so many, important movies that are so much better than this one. For me, fell so flat.
Did it kill it for you because it's supposed to be scary and they fell flat with actually making it?
It wasn't scary. It wasn't haunting. It wasn't, and especially because they set it up to be like the scariest movie of all time. Like this is it. This is what's happening. And lo and behold, that was not it. It didn't work. So, I mean,
other topics going from scary, not so scary, actually, but why not go on this topic? What's your favorite like holiday movies?
Christmas time, Four Christmases is one we watch uh, quite often. That one's very funny. Came out 2007 or 8 in that range. Got Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon. That's one we try and watch. Each year. That Christmas with the Cranks
Oh yeah, I've heard
and
of that. Yep.
Jingle All the Way is a good one.
Jingle All the Way. Which one? The original? Is there
Yes.
a second one?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Jingle All the Way 2, right? Isn't Santino? No.
I think you might be right. I don't think I ever saw. I didn't even know it existed. No, it's Larry the Cable Guy.
Oh, Larry the Cable Guy.
Dear God, that's a blast from the past of an image that I haven't thought of in forever. Larry the Cable Guy. Get her done.
I like the Santa Claus movies.
Those are classics. I saw the original one in the theater. That's dating myself here,
really?
but it was such a great movie, and it still holds up. The practical effects, the look, all of it. I'm
What's your favorite Santa Claus movie?
the first one, definitely. I think the third one
You
would
know
go
they have
second.
like a show now, the Santa Clauses. It's based off the movies.
No,
but,
I didn't
this is
hear
more
that.
recent. Yeah, they have the Santa Clauses. This is new. It's still the same actors and everything, but just a show now.
Yeah. So
Tim Allen.
I went ahead and I'm just laughing thinking back because I'm trying to remember the name of it. It was with John Travolta. Battlefield Earth. Have you ever seen that?
No.
All right. I went with my buddy John to go to the theater for this one, and it lives up on the 0%, one of the worst movies of all time. John Travolta and I forget who else is in it. But there's quite a few bigger name actors, and they're supposed to be, aliens coming to Earth and enslaving humans, and the humans need to uprise. Yeah.
What would you give that movie out of 5 stars? Go star ratings for movies as well.
-5 stars.
Oh, really?
Absolutely. Yeah, this came out in 2000. Everything about it, it looks shitty. The costumes, the outfits, the attire, the set design, the effects, the way it was shot, the angle in which they used to shoot things, the lenses, because they have like this fisheye lens and they go like very low looking up for a lot of like, it's supposed to be big action shots, but it ends up making everybody look fat and makes you nauseous. It was just like a total disaster, and it's on the top of worst movies in a lot of places. So justifiably fucking so ridiculous.
Fair enough.
And eventually we'll talk TV shows and things like that together. But with movies, movies held that importance to me, and I'm trying to think like on the spot, but favorite actors, actresses, I never really had one above the rest. Funny enough, like I would like somebody a lot, and I would, I made the joke about Christopher Maloney and so on and so forth, but I genuinely I go from however my emotions are. So I will like somebody, like, oh, I'd like to see them again, but it's not to an obsessive nature. But I'm very intertwined with my emotions, and that's why movies always fit so perfectly, because you have such a vastly varying degree of what you can watch and enjoy. If you're sad, you can watch something that makes you happy. You can watch something that makes you even more sad. If you don't want to laugh,
if you're happy, you can watch something that makes you sad.
Clap your hands. Yeah, but I just genuinely I don't find myself like that parasocial nature where you love one celebrity above the rest. There's people that I absolutely enjoy, obviously, but do you have a favorite actor or actress?
Favorite actor or actress? That's a good one. I don't know if I've ever had wrestling's different. Like I have favorite wrestlers, baseball players. Like for movies and TV shows, I don't know if I've ever had like a favorite, all-time favorite.
See, that makes sense. Because you and I kind of line up like that.
because you can go Tim Allen if you want. You can go Adam Sandler. You can.
So you tend to find more comedy, right? That's what
Yes.
you're going for. Okay, so it makes sense. I tend to go for now definitely less action. I used to be more of like an action mindset. Now I'm more into, like I said before, that story. Um, that seems to be
Which is fair. Like why
what
we like wrestling, right?
exactly. What
Story.
was your favorite movie as a kid, though? What's something that you watched over and over and over again?
Cheaper by the Dozen might be actually one of them.
Really? So that
Uh,
makes sense. I believe that, especially in the age range from when it came out. My younger cousin used to do it like back to back. She would watch Pee Wee's Big Adventure. They were
Pee-wee's Big
talking.
Adventure. Yeah.
They were talking about the other
One of those
day.
like really little, like that Barnyard movie with like the cartoon characters. It was a boy cow. Like that doesn't make sense, but yeah.
She used to watch The Lion King on repeat. Yo, the boy cow, Merle,
Lion King,
not
yeah.
a bull. Lion King, Toy
Boy cow.
Story.
Yeah.
I loved the first
Toy
Shrek.
Story.
Shrek had a
Shrek's a
lot
good
of
one.
like adult jokes, innuendos, things like that. I remember the first one having the
Yeah, if
wrestling
we're going
scene.
that, like watching a lot of movies as kids, yeah, like all those Disney movies, The Lion King, Little Mermaid. Like I've been forced to watch Little Mermaid because I grew up with all girls in the house, so
Yeah,
that
I
movie was always on,
see.
and
I
I ended
was.
up liking it myself. Why not?
Oh yeah, I didn't. I hardly saw any Disney movies growing up.
Really?
I saw The Lion King. I saw Toy Story. But for the most part, I didn't ever see any of like the princess movies and the Jungle Book, anything like that. We didn't. It just wasn't a Disney household. I watched a ton of like Power Rangers and Ninja Turtles, and those were like the two really big ones until I got into wrestling right after that, and then wrestling was just it. That was everything, and then as I was really like making wrestling my life is when the Attitude Era kicked off. So
I got into
it was,
wrestling when I was around like 5 or something, so I haven't been like wrestling's been around my whole life. My family always watched it, so
yeah,
I watched
absolutely.
it since the day I was born.
It's funny how that
So,
works, right?
what was your favorite childhood movie? Like, what would you watch as like a
So I
kid?
used to watch,
Like little kid, like movies.
yeah, I used to watch Who Framed Roger Rabbit over and over, but I would
Right.
have to make my grandmother skip the ending scene, the part where the bad guy melts. I'm
Why?
melting, I'm melting. And if you haven't seen it, it's very traumatic as a kid. So
Jesus.
let me see if I can find it really quick, and I will show you the GIF here. But it is a hell of a thing. So I
Yeah, I
wonder if I
gotta
can
watch this.
find it where they show him just melting into pieces. His
You're saying
eyes
it's
get all,
traumatic, and here I am over here laughing.
yeah, you're like, I gotta see it. But he starts melting and he gets sucked down into a pile of goo and his body turns into like this sludge. And as a kid, it was very, very creepy. That's for sure.
Jesus.
Yeah.
What do you think of it now?
Now I look back, the effects hold up. I mean, it's still, seeing Judge Doom die still works the same, but
Is it
yeah,
still traumatizing?
it's a hell of a, the way they did the scene, it still holds up. It's pretty damn haunting, and I'm telling you. So look at this bad boy right here. I'll try and section off a little bit just so we don't get in too much trouble. But this thing, I'm telling you, for the audio listeners, I apologize. But look at this bad boy. Here's the sludge coming out. See? And it hits all in the machine there. And now he starts to melt. And it hits his feet. And he goes, I'm melting, I'm melting. And it's you have to hear the audio of it, but it's pretty disturbing. So now he's going and see he gets put into the goo and his eyes are all shifting and huge and he makes this long face here and it used to creep me out as a kid and I would scream and be like, no, like there that. I used to that and then when E.T. passed away in the movie, and they had to bring him back to life, and Elliot's crying over him when they find him with the Halloween outfit on, and he's in the woods there. That is another scene that I would make her. I would either have to run in the kitchen and hide. I had to be like 4, or I would have to go ahead and make her fast forward through it. But yeah, those two were always on repeat, constantly. I try to look back through and say, like, what other movies were really big and pivotal? We made a joke the other day. You're like, oh, I watched it with you when we were talking about Big Pee-wee's Big Adventure. But
oh yeah,
I was starting to comment, and I didn't get to finish this. I've still never seen Gone in 60 Seconds. You know that?
Really?
Everybody says it's a good movie. I started it, but then my girlfriend and I've still yet to ever see that movie in full. So it was on in the background, though. I made several attempts to watch it. Damn it. Fun bad movies. There's a few of those that are always great, like The Room. Have you seen The Room?
The Room, no.
I did not hit her. Hi, Mark.
Yeah, that's something I want to go with. Bad movies that are so bad that they're good.
That they just stick out. Trying to think on the spot. That one just popped out to me as well. But I mean, there's always like silly TV stuff, the Sharknadoes, and if you want to go real classic, you can always say like Troll 2. Oh my God! It was actually a movie like called Goblins, and they turned it into trolls. One that people hate that I still love is Batman and Robin with Mr. Freeze, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah, people hate that movie. The Bat credit card and all that shit, and they shit all over it. But I thought that's one of those movies it's good bad. It's so bad that it eclipses the badness of it and becomes amazing. The overacting and all the ice puns. Who killed the Ice Age? He's just running around as Mr. Freeze. It's a little cold like my heart, Batman. That was as much as because I got the Batman tattoo. You know how much Batman means to me. I've loved Batman always. I never liked Superman. I thought Superman was boring. He was too good, too goody two shoes, and he was weakened by a rock. A green rock made him, break down. And I liked that Batman didn't have superpowers and was very vulnerable. He was just a goddamn hardworking genius. Anybody could achieve that, essentially. That was the cool part of it. And he was fucking rich. Cha-ching.
Cha-ching. Yeah.
Well, I like that you and I continue to go down memory lane and learn more about each other, talking about our favorites, least favorites, and memorable movies. There's so many quotes and things like that just stand out in my mind to go back on, and I'm curious what the audience thinks.
It helps me go and watch more movies as well, because for me, like, I have my set like of comedy and etc. and like that's it. I feel like you've helped me maybe want to go watch some new movies now. So this is a good.
Well, that's a great thing.
It's just good to go back down memory lane. It's good to go watch movies that I haven't seen before that I'm missing out on.
I gave you a list of 3. You got Donnie Darko, Requiem for a Dream, and Grandma's Boy. And Grandma's Boy, I recommend you watch ASAP. That smoke a little, of the grass in the ass, and you'll love it. It's such a great movie.
Oh yeah,
funny as all hell. I look forward to you and I discussing more. We're going to be talking music. We're going to be talking everything. This was just kind of an outlier for this episode. I wanted you and I to just delve in, let the audience learn a little bit more about us.
Just so they can have an understanding. Yep, we'll be talking about music. TV shows is like a different topic. So TV shows is going to be in their favorite foods, right?
Yeah, we're going to basically spend a little bit of the beginning of this podcast over the next couple of weeks getting to know each other and letting the audience get to know us is the goal. And then we'll get back into more of the weekly weird news-esque version of this program, where we talk about outlandish, crazy shit and what's our take on it. Left, right, I don't know which way we're leaning. I'll have to check. But what I do know is that Cody... we got a lot to cover in the future, my friend. And on the wrestling side of things, people listening to this now will be able to catch us Sunday, the 20th of July, for Slammiversary. Going to be a hell of a time for TNA. We're hearing AJ Styles is coming back. They got Masha taking on JC, and then we got the triple threat for the main title. Going to be a great time. You guys are going to want to not miss that. Come hang out with us. Let us know what your favorite movies are. What did you watch as a kid growing up? What do you like to go back and still watch now? What movies do you hate? Tell us in the comments down below. And, we'll be back again with future episodes. So, Cody, my friend, tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me over on my Twitter or X, whatever you like to call it nowadays, at Judgment Day Era. You can find me over on my YouTube. We will be getting gaming set up there soon at Judgment Day Era. And you can find me over on my Instagram at Cody_Onidi_316.
Absolutely. And I have been Jake Countdown and DeMarco. Make sure you're subscribed on YouTube. Turn that notification bell on and hit the like button, please. It helps out a ton and it's free. Go ahead and comment down below, like we said, with your favorite movies, least favorite, whatever you want us to cover in the future. Give us suggestions for future ideas and topics. And we'd also like to remind you that our DMs are open. You can contact myself on Twitter/X at CountdownEnded. The handle is the same on Instagram and on Rumble. And if you'd like to listen to us on Spotify, you can do so by searching Into Somewhere. All links and, as always, information will be in the description box down below. But I hope you all have a great day. Stay sexy. And for UCR Podcast, we'll see you next time.